everyone, Dr. Azeeza, nice to see you again. I am Kate,
Yes,
founder of Life of Emerald. Dr. Azeeza, how are you today?
I am doing awesome. Thank you, Kate. And this is wonderful to meet all of you in this our eighth episode of Solutions for Mental Well-being, Inspiring Your Organizations. I am so delighted that Go Global Business School have put this together with Life of Emerald. Thank you for the opportunity, Kate.
Thank you as well. Eighth episode indeed. This is a 10-part series on solutions for mental well-being. Inspire your organization. We meet every Monday and Friday on LinkedIn. As part of Friday Live Show, we are focusing on tips and stories and what tools have helped you throughout the week stay in balance in the soul, body, and mind. Now, Dr. Azeeza is the founder of GoGLOBAL Business School based in Singapore, and I am the CEO of the impact-driven company Life of Emerald based in Seoul. Now, Dr. Azeeza, how was your week? What happened? And how did you mitigate? Any
Well,
mysteries?
mysteries were revealed and resolved. How's that?
Say more, please.
Yes, and it was just a beautiful week. The journey of, you have heard quite a lot about my journey, but what was most exciting about this week, despite me working on so much of healing, we know that this is a process, is a never-ending work. We are work in progress. So from that perspective, I was intentionally getting into a session for my personal, clarity. And I was with, I want to shout out to Melissa Indot in her IMP, Intuitive Music Programming Healing Session. It was a one-to-one, and I just went through this phenomenal shift. Even though I was setting an intention to expand my deservability with our company, we're going into this roadmap for IPO, and I was having this conversation about expanding my deservability. It's a process. So she was talking to me, and we were having this conversation. It was so magical what showed up, and it was really an ancestral conversation on being not enough, and as well as, in fact, right now it's not even coming to my mind because I'm like drawing a blank on what was my conversation. And what is really exciting is it went into narratives that I tell myself that doesn't belong to me. And these narratives belonging to my father and the other person that was very much not in the scene. Now I get it, to be seen and not to be seen, to be like, always not seen in environments because of the way that I showed up for whatever reason. So it was not even my narrative, it was that of my father and his grandmother, his paternal side grandmother. So I was healing out of all these interesting thought pattern and narrative, and I just loved it, that how I was guided to detach, and rather saying detach, dissolve these thoughts that it doesn't even belong to me, but I'm holding it as a ancestral wealth. So it was beautiful, and I just felt so expanded and so beautifully in my power. And I've been watching the same people, the way that they are speaking, they have become more, they are seeing me more, period.
Dr. Aziza, if I
How
can
about
tap into,
yourself?
yeah, I'd love to share. If I can tap into the mysteries of the shadow work, according to Carl Jung, what we see outside is really how we see inside. And so, based on your healing session, it feels like you recognize yourself more mysteriously, right? And I sense a picture of crab like shedding skin and
Yeah.
onto for the better, cleaner home or whatever. So there is a book called "It Didn't Start with You" by Dr. Mark Wolin. You share that your narrative is a hand down from your father, the generation before. So it's not about you, right? So audience listening in, if you're feeling like you are not enough, we can not take, don't take it personally. It might not be about you. It might be about your mom, dad, your country trauma, things like that. So we want to take our power back. Now, Dr. Aziza, my week was easy. Well, I want to say that, yeah, because I have decided to integrate the challenges, yeah, and and say, okay, I want to be better. How can I be better? What did I learn from the past experiences? And let's do that simply. So I want to say my week has been like smooth sailing. I felt like a surfer. Yeah, a beautiful ride. Yeah. Dr.
Lovely,
Aziza,
lovely.
yeah. Dr. Aziza, can you share a little bit about the 5 agreements and how have you been keeping up with those 5 agreements? Because I caught myself slipping a little bit in the first agreement, integrity. I caught myself and I put what I said I would do in my priority list. It's an ongoing thing. So, how about you?
Well, for me, it was about the not to take anything personal. So I've been slipping in and out of that conversation, and definitely agreement number 5 about being skeptical but still listening. I'm someone who always falls into the amazing trap of feeling everybody is perfect and everything is what it is. So I don't have skepticism in my life. I'm like, that is judging skepticism, to be exact. So I love that fifth agreement, and I was talking into that and really listening in, and with a mistrust, right? With a mistrust, and then listening in enough to trust. So the more I go into that space, which is so such a fine line between judging people and calling anything to just being skeptical, in the thought pattern, like, is this for real? Is this person really genuine? What are they really thinking? And in order to answer those questions, I need to listen more and be more present with them. And that was the practice that I was having, in fact, even this afternoon.
Interesting. Interesting.
Do you relate to that?
I can definitely. I can relate to that. And I have been hurt before because I fully trust, strangers, and I've learned not to do that anymore. But I think you're hinting at the importance of striking a nice balance, not too 100% skeptical, but not too trusting. But what is the middle ground? Buddha advocates about middle path always, right? Yeah. Dr. Aziza, could we speak to the corporate CEOs that is listening in today? How do
Yes.
you take your company to IPO, public company, it about to become, right? Taking that huge responsibility and continuously work on taking care of your community as a whole entity. How do you mindfully do that in a conscious capitalism that's coming up right now?
Yes, yes, yes. That's such a powerful question. The first thing we need to understand in today's capitalism, and everybody is shifting, witnessing the oldest stock exchange in Asia, how the people internally are responding and reacting and coming up, showing up, has shown me huge distinction of what's needed in the capital market right now among all the listed companies and the to be listed companies, and also looking at what works and what didn't work. So that is where I'm also applying it on myself for sure, right? And we are not a teacher, but we are a practitioner doing the work ourselves. What I realize is at the management level, as a CEO level, the energy that we hold is the energy we pass down to our organization. So how conscious and aware are we in the energy that we are holding? How are we being? That very important question. And then taking into a journey of detachment, knowing that we are not the business. Very much a time at management level, we kind of assume and get sucked in to what's happening and not happening. So we kind of go into shame and shame game and guilt and all of that, and then we project that to the staff and the employees and the team, and that can be very detrimental for the energy of the well-being of the whole organization. So first of all, recognizing yourself, that you are being who you are in the authentic true self, and detaching yourself away from what's happening. Tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that part where you say we're not teachers and practitioners. You know, my background is in teaching, 15 years, STEM college graduates, children, a lawyer, top lawyer in Korea. Though what I love about building business is I have to practice what I preach, right? That's what you're hinting at, yeah. And so when you focus on your mental well-being every day, as an example, you did healing session this week. You're really passing down your consciousness into your organization, and that's affecting the vibrancy and the cohesion in your organization. That's really important to understand. Some people, because we are so passionate, you know, we as in people, so passionate about an activity such as company building, we do get sucked in, right? There's a tendency to get sucked in. Now, what you're suggesting is to practice, okay? You can be there and have a form of detachment so that you are taking care of your mental well-being, and that in effect trickle effect to helping the organizational structure and letting the collective intelligence really do their work on itself. So I think what you're saying, and what I agree with, is as a leader, we can set the standard and step back and see what the collective intelligence co-create for the intention of, you know, conscious capitalism and uplifting humanity. Yeah.
That is the truth of the matter, because right now everybody is getting very aware. Just as I told you, everybody have dropped from their mind to their heart. There hasn't been a drop because we have been, you know, it's always through experience. So right now, whatever that everybody has gone through, the experience of health, of financial breakdown, one of this would have happened to at least one. I mean, at least one of this would have happened to all of us. I'm talking about the 8 billion people. Health, relationship, or finance. I'm sorry, and our heart is with everyone. This was not a tab. You know, Buckminster talks about we experience life either through a tap, pick up, tap, or a
Mhm.
Mack truck. We all just experienced a Mack truck, the whole world. That means we don't wake up. You know what's a Mack truck, right? If you get hit by a Mack truck, God forbid. That feeling is what all of us have been put through. And what did you take away from that? Is what we need to ask ourselves. What did I take away from this experience? So we have these experiences tell us something that we did not know that was not working in our health, in our relationships, in our finance. So it is just about addressing the issue without taking anything in personal. So this is where I feel we have all dropped into our heart, because these kind of situations kind of softens us. The other word, make us vulnerable. Vulnerable makes us softer. And just being in that space, accepting what it is, detachment, and not blaming ourselves for what has happened, and not blaming others. No, we can do a lot of things.
The key word here is responsibility. Yeah. 2021 was not easy for many people. You
Yes.
gave an analogy about the truck hitting, right?
Mm.
What I learned from my life experience and research is that universe or guidance comes in a subtle way.
Yeah.
So when I decide to ignore the subtle signals, then the mega truck can come later.
Yes.
So what have we done, right? Maybe we have ignored the subtle guidances that could help people's mental well-being, financial wellness, spiritual wellness, relationship wellness. Now, 2021, a wake-up call. So now, I feel like energetically, the world has sort of been rattled. Now, what do we do from here on? We want to provide value and solution, right?
Yes. So that's where we talk about, getting into the responsibility. You've already started that conversation. How do you become more responsible of your health, more responsible of your finance, more responsible of your relationship. It's not about telling it's because of the situation that I have lost my job, so here I am being a victim. Or because of this, I lost this person and I don't have a relationship, and then I blame it on the situation. Can you imagine the whole world is blaming on one thing for something that's not working out in their life?
Could I
And then,
flip the switch on that? Yes, doctor.
yes, please do, please do.
So thank you for stating the problem statement. And now I'm gonna flip the switch by saying this person and I have been in the journey for 5 years. I'm grateful for how long it lasted. Now he is gone. Now she is gone. I take responsibility of grieving and being grateful for the beautiful memories. Right? So we're flipping it. Dr. Azeeza, can you flip one sentence? Um,
Okay. The affirmation,
yeah,
we're looking at an affirmation.
yeah. Flip the problem you stated into a
Oh,
solution.
okay, sure. No problem. So let's look at finance. Let's look at a company that has been doing extremely well, and right now there's no business, zero business. So for us, it's been an amazing journey of looking at all these companies that came to us, and we are showing them that so grateful that they have found out what was already not working in their business, because this was the time we have realized that those businesses were not supposed to be alive. Actually, they were just holding on to it. Many of them took a breather and said, wow, it's done. It's no more. They actually took a breather. So the fact that they were not able to hold on to it anymore, they let it go. And easily they could say, oh, I couldn't do it because of whatever happened. And then there are others, interestingly and beautifully, taking it off to see what's not working and then put in all the necessary fillers to make it work. And what I'm using the word, and right now I would say, this is the opportunity, flipping it the other side for every part of our life, is to become, learning how to become pandemic proof in your business and in your life. We introduced this word into our community in November last year. How do you make yourself pandemic proof? How do you make your relationship pandemic proof? How do you make your business and your health pandemic proof? That means this is just a Mack truck that hit everybody, and it can happen in different shape, size, and form. If that relationship didn't last because of something, it wouldn't have lasted anyway. Sorry. The realization that it's all happening at the right place, at the right time, and divinely guided is the whole conversation we are having here. That job that you were not, that you got retrenched from, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you went through what you went through. The truth is, it was not meant to be with you, and it has served you till now. That is the beauty of it. It has served you till now, and we are ready to take the next level of journey together at a whole new level. So I would love to, I hope that was enough of flipping.
Wow, you're speaking straight to my soul, and thanks for that. It feels healing too. I'm on this journey as well. Could I share Dr. Ekman's research? His website is called paulekman.com.
Right.
Yeah, and he studies about 5 universal emotions with Dalai Lama. And the 5 universal emotions agreed by most of the scientists are anger, fear, sadness, disgust, and enjoyment. And when we think about what makes us emotional, right? Emotions occur in response to some kind of stimuli, actual, imagined, or relived, such as a physical event. It could be the COVID situation. A social interaction could be what happened before. And the 3, remembering, imagining an event, hypothetical events. And number 4, talking about, thinking about, physically reacting the past emotional experiences. And so here's where I say, okay, we have got to stop the clock. We know these things are in the body. Body stores memory. And when we need to clear things out, when we clear them out, one way to do this is by meditation, also healing sessions. There are a plethora of tools out there that we can tap into that in detail. Though today for this session, I want to bring this awareness that emotion is part of the humanity, right? Dr. Aziza, what is your solution? What is your idea? How do we bring emotional awareness into the corporate world in an efficient way as we're moving into conscious capitalism? How do we do that?
That's a very good question. I feel like I don't have the complete answer right now. I may have to think through that because honestly, this is a journey we have all started. I just said, right? We just started this journey and people are getting into this space. The first thing, however, is not just education, but the awareness of the responsibility to self. And I want to say this as you talked about emotion is part of life, right? So, how much are we judging emotions of self and others? E- Angry, anger, sadness, crying, grief, happiness, love. These are emotions that are demonstrated and they are given a certain emotion about it. If you say someone is angry, you have an emotion about that person. You have an emotion shows up for you against that person. So this whole cycle doesn't end. So when we are putting judgments on emotions, I feel like that's where we are stopping ourselves from involving everybody. So if somebody is angry, we want to detach, as we talked about detachment, the doingness from the person. So that I feel will be a first step forward to bringing into the culture that all emotions are equal. That is the statement we use in our accelerated learning, teachings. One of our mentors used this. All emotions are equal.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
Yeah. Neither good or bad, it just is, right?
Yes.
My professor at Stanford, his name is Professor Pfeffer, Jeffrey Pfeffer. He says that anger is a powerful emotion, and we utilize that to leadership. Now, you're talking about non-judging any emotion. When you say that, what comes to mind is catch-22, right? We have emotion by default, being a human. However, we need to fully express that emotion in order to, like children, children,
Oh,
to
yeah.
become joyful again, right? But in the middle, there's catch-22. We're judging the anger. We're judging the, hysteria. Well, we're judging it. So this step, I want to take it out of it, like yank it off,
So
So
definitely.
yeah,
Go on,
definitely.
go on.
You're saying, yeah. What you're saying is this middle part can be mitigated by not judging it at all.
Bringing in as a culture, that's where this culture of humanity, bringing into organizations, humanizing organizations, teams, is the fundamental value that we can bring into teams right now. So the importance of bringing in this culture of humanization in every part of the system, it's the core fundamental to making a shift. And when we talk about these emotions and judging emotions, honestly, I've seen so many business leaders that has taken on this journey where we actually can see that they have already taken that space. So they will not have any emotions. They will project, like you said, anger, projection of anger without being angry, projection of love. I mean, love is innately available. So I don't talk about love. Projection of sadness really is a projection, which is you can step out and still feel it. I mean, look at it with the detachment model. So that need not be the end all. Like it's not the destroyer. It is the one that supports in the growth of the organization. And I just love it when you use the word using anger as a powerful tool to move things. And not everybody will buy into angry conversations, especially the younger generations. By the way, we have been quite spoiling them as well.
Yeah.
Did I
So
just say that?
yeah, Dr. Aziza, alarm is going off because I want to add to build upon what you're saying. Anger, right? Anger is neither good or bad emotion, but it's depending on how am I using that anger. Am I using it destructively or constructively? Even sadness, right?
Yes.
Destructively or constructively. I think that is the key discernment that we're all learning. We're learning together. Mm, People are going to be in a different spectrum, right? So the importance of the top leader, as I study and research it, my IMBA sounds true, is that this leader are a master of their emotions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just love that word. Leaders are masters of their emotion. I'm just so reading into that, and mastering your emotion and not getting reactive is so key. And catching ourselves doing that is the first step. The first step is to catch yourself doing that you need to master emotion. When you're reacting, catch yourself reacting, and then you can look at how you can resolve that. And I just love it when you talk about children and how when they get angry and they completely forget it the next moment, and they were like, what happened? Nothing happened. They're all friends again. I mean, two-person can be fighting and they're friends again. So this is the innately emotion of human being. You can make it disappear. And it was the conditioning of our growing self that kind of got ingrained in us. Guess what? Just bringing to our awareness, it will support us to heal out of these kind of things and become more conscious. And I'm excited that we are having this conversation, Kate, that we could really talk into these, and in LinkedIn, that too. It was so exciting.
Dr. Aziza, I have an important question here. Since when did I want a solution. Why adults subscribe to being adult and not children? Meaning, we have inner child in us, right? And why are we segmenting them all? And adult has a connotation of serious, stern, be like this, right? but really, I'm a child inside. Yeah, I mean everybody is a child inside. What is your solution?
I am so excited when you say this, and I'm like, oh my God, that was a light bulb for me, because I had a interesting conversation. I mean, I heard into an interesting conversation with Sadhguru, and one of the things he talked about was very, very interesting for me. We have memories. All memories are stored in us and the journey that we walk. If we didn't have cellular level memories, we won't have our nose here. Our nose would have grown here or somewhere else. Do you relate to what I'm saying?
I do. There is a structure that
Yeah.
yeah.
So we have been structured to retain memories.
Uh,
So from that onwards, knowing that we have all these memories, that we are structured to store memories, then it's our growing journey that kind of molds us to say, because many people think memory is up here, is all whole body memory. That's a clarity we need to send in. So scientifically, it has already been proven, right? We have DNA. If we didn't have DNA memories, we wouldn't know. Nobody would have found out that how much of us is Chinese or Indian or American, American Indian, whatever. So we do have those memories in us. So we need to accept that part of us for sure. But as we grow from that childlike, the if you see, it's actually very interesting. So we come in with these memories, and we go all into all these, stuck with our memories and want to make ourselves feel right, and all these emotions come up, and then we grow into this strong human being that wants to make us stand and do all of this. And look at what happens at the end of our lifetime. At the end of life, when someone stays on to after a certain age of like 70, 80, 90, 100, now we're going to go into the few hundreds for sure. You realize that we kind of revolve, we go back to basics, we kind of lose our memories, forget who we were angry with the last moment. So it is in our control to be able to do it intentionally without allowing our body to go into that for us. I feel that very strongly, Kate. What do you have to say? I mean, I'm just getting very excited about this inside.
Yeah. The children, yeah, the image of children getting angry, and sometimes rageful, and then tomorrow they're friends again and they're happy again. That shows us that when we are able to let go of judgment and process the emotion just fast, then there's you can move into a better world. So, Dr. Aziza, we are at 30-minute mark. What do you
Yes, we
say?
are.
Introduce our company to the world.
Yes, we will.
Could I go first?
Yes, please do. Tell us tell us more about the amazing work that you do.
So the amazing work we're doing is uplifting humanity. In 2021, we're building conscious media system to create corporate employees, help and corporate employees worldwide reduce stress by providing strategies on emotional intelligence. Our mission is to empower people in organizations, find life purpose, and be true to yourself by learning to love and respect yourself. We have 30-day happiness premium program. I'm looking for CEOs who's looking to help inspire your organization, your employees. This is designed for your community to shift from stress into calmness and inner happiness. DM me for program details. Dr. Aziza, how about you? What you be cooking in your company?
Lots of amazing stuff. We have launched our Conscious Leadership Gold program that is all about adding value to conscious leaders at a whole new level, especially when they come to leading their organization to accelerate their business. And so this has been a wonderful journey that we have tapped on the global market, supporting businesses to go global in a conscious space, and also involving conscious capitalism as a way of being. So organization leaders and management team can connect with us to see how they can benefit and take this forward for themselves, embracing the 5 intelligence framework that we use for conscious leadership.
Amazing, amazing. We can integrate 5 universal emotions, 5 agreements. Yeah, that's so cool. Dr.
Yes.
Aziza, next Monday, we have our special guest. Her name is Dr. J, and she's fascinating. So, are we looking forward to that session on Monday, 9th session?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This has been powerful 8 sessions that we have been together, and I'm so excited about the 9th session with our special guest in the room. You just introduced some amazing people into the house with so much of knowledge and wisdom. I'm so excited to meet her.
Yeah. All right, everyone, take care this weekend. Do take care of yourself first. All right, Dr. Aziza, I will see you on Monday. Thank you.
Thank you. Wishing everyone a blessed weekend, as what Kate said. Take care of yourself and give your me time and really breathe into your soul and ask yourself, what does it want to do right now? And do it and be it. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.